For weeks now, we have seen protest after protest all across the country as Americans have pushed back against this strategy. Pushed back against what Donald Trump and his top campaign donor have been doing to the United States and to the federal government. Demonstrations all over the country. Now the activist group Indivisible is planning for a big one. What they want to be a big central demonstration where everybody shows up in the same place. Saturday, April 5th, Indivisible is announcing what they're calling Hands Off, a nationwide mobilization to stop the most brazen power grab in modern history. Joining us now is Ezra Levin, co-executive director of Indivisible. Ezra, thank you for being with us tonight.
Nationwide protest.
Of course, Rachel. Great to be here.
It's been a couple of weeks since we checked in. Tell me how Indivisible has been operating over these past few weeks. I know the president and Republican members of Congress have started to talk about you as if you are some sort of like foreign terrorist threat or something. We know that you've got their attention. How have things been from Indivisible's perspective?
Look, we're going through what's known as a wave moment in organizing circles at Indivisible. We had more local Indivisible groups join. These are volunteers. Start local Indivisible groups in their community in November than any month since 2017. We beat the November month in December, beat the December month in January, beat the January month in February. It's mid-March. We've had over 100 local Indivisible groups join, and these are peaceful protesters shown up to make their voices heard in red states, purple states, blue states. So how's it going? Well, the opposition is taking note and criticizing it, so I think it's going pretty darn well.
What's the plan for April 5th, and how is that different from the other kinds of actions that you guys have been taking part in?
So for the last several weeks, we've been hearing from old and new Indivisible group leaders, hey, we're all getting together, we're doing these actions locally, but when do we actually really hit the streets? When do we all show up en masse? That's what this is. And I want to be clear, this is not just Indivisible. We're partnering with the brilliant folks over at 5051, with labor, with lots of other folks. But this is an organic, energy-fed moment. Anybody who is watching this can sign up and register an event in their community to say, look, hands off our jobs. Hands off our democracy. Hands off our volcano observatories. My God, we need to show up because DOGE and this administration is negatively impacting all of us in all of our communities. So yes, there's going to be a big presence in DC, but it's not just DC. I want to see this in rural areas, in suburban areas, in urban areas, in red states, purple states, blue states, and it's going to take all of us. So this is an opportunity for all of us to stand up together and demonstrate the power, the people power that is against DOGE, against Musk, against Trump.
You're seeing all different, I mean, we've been trying to track it on the show, trying all different kinds of protests from all different kinds of people in all different kinds of places. Again, this call on April 5th for everybody to do
whatever your calling
something
is,
together all in that day. Ezra Levin, co-executive director of Indivisible. Thanks for your time tonight. I know you're a very busy man.
Thanks, Rachel.
We'll be right back.
Have you heard? April 5th, there is mass demonstration across America. So let's watch this video and let's break it down.
On Saturday, April 5th, 2025, millions of us across America are going to march in protest of the Trump administration. Please, please, please join us. Please share this video with as many people in America as you possibly can. You guys, we're running out of time. Trump is moving so fast and he's winning. We have to fight back. It's our last chance to ensure our democracy. Go to www.handsoff2025.com. www.handsoff2025.com. Please share this video with as many people as possible. We have to show up on Saturday, April 5th. Thank you.
1 million people are going to march in the United States on April 5th. 1 million people. We actually might have more than 1 million people now. From the looks of things, we might hit 2 million people protesting on the 5th. We have expanded some of the locations. Just to be clear, we are still looking for protests in North Dakota, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Delaware. We have protests in Hawaii and a protest in Alaska so far. April 5th is going to be the big one. You know how you've been seeing millions of people protesting in Europe and other places? We are going to have millions of people protesting here in the United States on April 5th. It's not just 1 million anymore. So if you would like to get further involved, make sure you go to handsoff2025.com. Make sure you find the protest location closest to you, and make sure you RSVP, because we need you here with us now. Go meet make your voice heard.
So apparently 1 million people are set to protest on April 5th, and I want to let all black people know, sit your black asses down. You're not moving. You're not going nowhere. This is not our fight. Let 1 million of their people go out there and let's see how law enforcement handles them, okay? You all sit your black asses down. This is not our fight. They had the chance to align themselves with us back in November. They made their choice. They voted for how they wanted to vote for. So let them go and march. Let them go and protest. Let them go and rally. Let them go shed their blood, sweat, and tears. You stay your black asses inside, okay? Thank you. Oh, sit your black asses down. This is not our fight. They had the chance to align themselves with us back in November. They made their choice. They voted for how they wanted to vote for. So let them go and march. Let them go and protest. Let them go and rally. Let them go shed their blood, sweat, and tears. You stay your black asses inside.
I'm on a mental health break. I don't know when I'm coming back. A bitch is tired. I'm black. I'm queer. I'm a woman. I've been crying all week. And I'm usually fucking tough as hell. I'm from New York. I'm living in Chicago. But this shit is working my fucking nerves. But I came back to say this. If I'm not back by April 5th, y'all better stay inside. Black folks do not go outside April 5th. This is not your fight. I heard it's a protest. It ain't for us. Let everybody else do it. It ain't for us. I don't even know what they protesting for. Don't go out there. I don't care what they do. Stay inside. I gave up alcohol. I haven't drank since March 1st. I don't even know why I did that. This is the hardest thing to do, to not be drinking and deal with this on a day-to-day basis. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to June.
You aren't alone. I'm in Portland, and I could not for the life of me find protests for a long time. And that's what makes 50501 protests so special. They were able to break through that. We know that the FBI, there's been leaked documents and whistleblower reports that state that they actively surveil us and break us apart online to keep us from sharing that information. And again, that's why 5051 is such a big deal. So the biggest protest yet is going to be April 5th. So it is People's Veto Day, and that's going to be 50501, Women's March, Hands Off, Indivisible, Viva New Mexico. Tons of different organizations are all coming together for this one protest, April 5th, which is a weekend, which is pretty damn cool. They're trying to get as many people as possible to Washington, D.C., but I'll put a link in the captions here and also in the comments that everybody can go to. You find your state. It'll show where protests are scheduled to be in your state. And just spread it far and wide. Get as many people as possible. Because that's going to be a good one.
And in case y'all were wondering, April 5th is not for us. Yes, millions will be protesting, but our black asses will not be out there. They are literally calling us to the front lines. Don't do it.
I already know who needs to hear this, and I'm hoping that you actually listen, because, like, my peoples, we already know what to do. And I'm hoping that other POCs hop on this as well, but do not go marching April 5th. Don't be outside in the street on April 5th. Like, listen to a good sis once, please. If you hear anything I ever say, don't go marching on April 5th. That is not our fight. That is not our protest. That is not where we need to be, because that is what they want. They want us to get outside in the streets and be angry. They want us to protest. They want us to riot. They want you outside so that they can enact martial law. I know y'all have been hearing about this on TikTok, because I have been hearing about it on TikTok, and I've been hearing about it on other social media platforms. Do not go outside. Stay your ass in the house. Actually, gather some friends, make a movie night out of it. I don't know, play some board games, drink some wine, stay with your animals, pick up a hobby. But don't go outside, because they want you to be outside, so that they can enact martial law. This is not our fight to fight. We fought the good fight in November. We fought the good fight campaigning for 6 to 8 months. We did what the hell we needed to do. Do not go and try and be Captain Save-A-Ho for the fucking nation. And I know that people are going to be like, oh my God, why not? We all live here. Yes, we do. But we are all not going to experience the same shit about what happens when we go outside and we protest. So again, I say, stay your ass home. Do not go outside. If you are black, POC, a minority, an immigrant, let the white people fight this fight. I'm so serious. Let them have their Katniss Everdeen moment. Let them go outside and be a divergent. I need y'all to sit y'all asses down. Immediately. Immediately. Stay your ass inside. Don't go outside April 5th and be a part of this People's March, because we people fought for this already. Let them suffer the consequences, and then we can rebuild from there. Okay?
Listen, if you're going to that million-man march thing on April 5th, all around, wherever, be careful. This is the type of events where those MAGA weirdos get hella scary and they start pew-pewing crowds and driving through people. So just be safe, be alert, be vigilant, be careful.
Apparently, there is a march planned for April 5th, and let's just take a look at some of the things that they're protesting for. The march itself is called Hands Off, and it's basically to stop Trump and Musk's illegal billionaire power grab, as if our government already wasn't corrupted by billionaires and corporations like 10, 15 years ago, but sure, I'll bite. This picture says Hands Off Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security, which Trump has made very clear several times that he is not touching, and in fact, if you look at some of the bills that they've been passing, they actually increased funding in some of these areas. And then it says hands off our jobs and our wallet. So I guess everyone that's going to this just missed the fact that multiple companies have made billion-dollar investments in America, which will create more jobs and more money in your wallets. And then the next one says hands off our bodies, as if Trump hasn't said plenty of times that he will never sign a national abortion ban. I mean, there are other arguments to be made for this one, but I'm sure that's the main one they're talking about, and it has been off the table since day one. As a matter of fact, Trump in his own state voted for a very liberal abortion policy that allowed abortion up to way in the late trimester. And then they claim to want fair elections, but every single time that Trump tries to pass something that would verify everyone's identity in elections and make voting even easier, they have a problem with it. And the personal data one to me is just absolutely hilarious that you actually care that the government has our data when half of you were signing up for Red Note and signing a contract in a different language that you didn't even understand. You don't even know what you signed in that contract. You have no idea what your rights are that you have given away, and yet you are concerned about Elon Musk having your personal information. And not to mention the fact that Facebook has had your data for a long time, Google has had your data for a long time, Apple iPhones have had your data for a long time, and none of you cared about any of it until Elon got in there. Your iPhone literally has a setting, most iPhones come with this setting enabled, and you have to disable it, that allows the microphone to listen to your conversations all the time, and I don't see any of you trying to get rid of your iPhones. The public land ones, I don't have much to say about that because I don't keep up with that conversation that much, but let me just say this. A lot of people have a problem with Trump getting rid of regulations that make it harder to buy materials and find materials to make homes, and yet all of you were celebrating when Kamala Harris said that last year she wanted to build 3 million new homes so that people could afford housing. And where exactly did you think that she was going to get all of the materials to build these 3 million homes? And why do we need to build 3 million new homes when we have 4 million plus homes that are currently vacant in the United States? As far as veteran services go, Trump has already signed executive orders that are helpful to veterans that are currently homeless in our country and very much ignored. And on top of it, this is also an area where he actually increased funding and didn't decrease it. Cancer research is the same as the Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security situation. You guys are not listening to Trump when he says that he is not touching this. He is getting rid of the wasteful parts of this program. You may not agree with the parts that are deemed wasteful, but they are wasteful. NATO, I'm not even going to touch that one with a 10-foot pole because we all know that NATO is a giant joke. Consumer protections has got to be the funniest one of all on here, though. Consumer protections means that they are protecting you from unsafe things being in your food, being in your drugs, being in your medicines. And yet, as soon as Trump puts someone in there that actually cares about what is in your food and what is in your medicine and what is in your vaccines, you guys hate it. And on that note, I would love to know what kind of consumer protections we had around the COVID vaccine. And on top of that, say you don't like RFK Jr., say you want to clean up your food and you want to clean up your drugs and medicine, but you don't trust RFK Jr. Who do you trust? I would love to hear a name that you guys would throw out that would
provide the same type of care. And then you talk about clean air and clean energy. Like, Trump has said plenty of times that one of his biggest goals in his presidency is to make us energy independent. And for a group of people who wants clean air and clean energy, you sure did turn on the leading company for electric vehicles real fast. 2 years ago, it was everybody has to drive a Tesla, everybody has to drive an electric vehicle because we are ruining the earth, as if our tiny cars make any difference in comparison to all of these politicians and celebrities all over the world taking a private jet to go 20 minutes down the road. And it's funny how I never saw any of you calling any of them out for that. As far as schools go, I need you guys to know that only 13% of the funding for every school came from the government. And just because we are dismantling the Department of Education does not mean that that money is going to go away. It means that money is going to go directly to the states with no red tape in between. There will be no barriers to getting this funding like there currently is right now. And the person who can do the most to benefit the schools in your state is your governor, who understands what goes on in your state. These bureaucrats who live in Washington, D.C. do not understand what is going on, for instance, in schools in like bumfuck Georgia. So sending the money for those schools directly to Georgia, in the hands of someone who understands Georgia, is beneficial. Libraries, I don't know about that one. I haven't heard anything about libraries, so I'll leave that one alone. Free speech, come on, you guys. Elon saw that people were being censored off of X, and so he bought X so you can have the freedom to say whatever you want. Remember how after Elon bought it, pretty much anyone could say anything they want on X and everybody started calling it the Wild Wild West? Yeah, that was because he understands that you have the freedom to say what you want. You just don't have the freedom from people disagreeing with you and calling you an idiot for saying what you said. LGBTQ rights have not been touched, and if you want to know the truth, nobody has LGBTQ rights more on their mind than Donald Trump, because the first time he was president, he started a worldwide campaign to decriminalize homosexuality. So not only does Trump care about the LGBTQ community in America, but he cares about that community all over the world. And as far as immigrants go, come on, you guys, we have got to drop this argument. If you did not come here legally, you don't belong here. And on top of that, Trump has actually made processes easier for people to become citizens. For instance, if you come to this country on a temporary visa and you go to school and get a degree in a 2-year or 4-year college, you automatically graduate with a degree and with a green card, and you are now a U.S. citizen. But I bet you never heard that because no one ever covers it. And I know y'all are not sitting here fighting for courts when y'all are trying to say already that these judges in random fucking states have more power than the president of the United States. Judges from random states all over the country are just blocking things that Trump does left and right, when what federal authority do they have? So on that one, I don't even see what your problem is, because right now the favor is in the favor of the courts. Like, don't get me wrong, I think it's great that you guys were able to organize in this type of way finally and get 2 million people to sign up for this event. I guess we're just tired of seeing you guys protest for stuff that you don't even understand. And I'm not claiming to be well-versed in everything, okay? I don't understand everything, and neither do you. But come on, some of these things that you are marching for is literally because you would rather listen to somebody tell you that Trump wants to take it away than to listen to him when he says that he doesn't. So I mean, at the end of the day, like, good luck to you, more power to you. Like, I'm proud of you for having a voice. I just wish you guys would learn how to use it better.
April 5th is coming. And before anybody starts romanticizing protest, let me just say it plain as day. No confusion. We are not going out there. Not this time. We are not going out there. A whole lot of people are planning to hit the streets, right? I know y'all have heard the buzz. Chants, signs, cameras, emotions are going to be high. I get it. Hell, I've been out there before. But the last time we marched, what happened? They tear gassed us, shoved elders to the ground, committed vandalism, and then blamed us. They shot rubber bullets at kids, and then had the nerve to call us violent. We showed up with our voices. They showed up with riot gear. We screamed, "Don't shoot," and they loaded that clip anyway. And let's be clear, this administration, they've let us know in no uncertain terms, Black people in the street equals threat. They're looking for a reason to vilify us. They're waiting for a headline to twist. They're hoping for a camera angle that's going to justify their brutality. And what do we get in return? A quote tweet, a statement, maybe a mural, but no safety, no justice, no peace. So no, we're not marching this time. We're not going to give them the photo op that they so desperately want. We're not playing into that cycle. We're not going to give them the excuse that they're so desperate for. We're protecting our people. We're staying home. We're building offline. We're organizing smarter. Because we don't need to be in the streets to prove that our rage is real. So let them march. Let them bait. Let them spin the same tired narratives. But don't let them turn your blackness into a threat on live TV. April 5th, we sit back. We step back. We stay safe. Because survival is resistance too.
So they can raise their voice and the president can hear them that they're not happy with what is happening. They are protesting against Medicaid cuts, the mass layoff for the federal workers, you know, the USA program being scrapped off. They are complaining about, you know, lack of jobs. People literally right now, they're suffering and they're saying enough is enough, and they want the president to hear. This is what is called FA4 season continuing. People voted and the results are here. And at the end of the day, the president, the Republicans, when they campaigned, they said this is what they're going to do. Yes, they said it loud and clear. This is what they're going to do. And quite frankly, this is exactly what he's doing, what he promised he will do. Some people are happy, some people are not happy. Majority of the people who voted for Trump, Republican, some of them are crying. Why? Because the Medicaid cuts have affected them. The jobs which they've lost it under the federal contractors, they're affecting them. You know, one or another, they've been hit by these new policies which have been put in place. So now they are going to do demonstration, and the Black Americans are telling them, you know, this time around we are sitting at home, we are not going to march, because the last time we did that, and look how things turn out against us. There was literally the police mishandling them, using of force that literally, you know, some people ended up, you know, dying, other people going to the hospital. So right now, April 5th, Black Americans are saying they are going to sit out and watch it in the comfort of their home. They are saying this time around, it's the white people who were supposed to march, because in November, they were supposed to go and vote for Kamala Harris to become the president of America, to vote, so that today we will not be able to be dealing with these issues that right now people are crying for. But unfortunately, Kamala was not elected as the president, and Donald Trump became president of America. So this is the season where they say, you know, FA4 season continues, these are the repercussions. So now people need to go out there, who are, you know, the whites need to go out there and literally, you know, realize, you know, this is how, you know, people demonstrate, this is how people march, this is how people raise their voice, this is how the people literally make sure the government, you know, hear their voice and start, you know, doing something out of it. It's not about crying anymore. It's about going out there, calling out to your governor, calling out to your senators. Call, make those calls so that they hear your voice, because the power is with the people. The power is with the people. And the next 4 years down the line, come the next general election, please be wise. Know who you're voting for. Do your research so that we don't repeat the same, you know, process all over again. Because quite frankly, it is painful when I see so many people crying, other people regretting why they voted the last time, and they wish they could turn back time so that they can change the outcome. But unfortunately, things don't happen like in the whole Hollywood movies. You cannot do rewind forward. It doesn't happen that way. Once the die has been cast, you have to face the consequences, and these are the consequences people are dealing with it until the next 4 years down the line. So fasten your seatbelt and breathe in. So let's wait for the next 4 years, and then when the time for ballot comes, when you're supposed to vote to vote, please vote wisely. Please vote wisely.